Good morning, y'all. It's Timidity, the bitch that some of you wanna fuck and never will, and then some of you I wanna fuck and never will, but sus la vie, that's just fucking Instagram in a nutshell. I am feeling spectacular, and you wanna know why? I had 6 orgasms a few minutes ago, right there in this very bed. How can I describe this very nicely? Whenever I hear a story about someone who just never has ever had an orgasm in their life with their man, with someone they're dating, with their significant other of any... Okay, why am I adding more labels? We all know I mean men, but I mean some people just never have had orgasms in their life. It makes me want to shed a tear. It makes me physically want to cry. Why? Because I'm a sex addict, but other reasons too. Because you see, I'll just start off with usually women, or people who fuck men in general. They get a lot of fucking slack, especially women, because they already have so much that they are expected to do. Like, for example, I didn't just hop on this video flawless. I went, okay, Tamia, you have to wash off all that crusty tear shit in the corner of your eyes, wipe that saliva off your mouth, wash your hands, wash your face, and then put on some like fucking lip gloss and perfume and some jewelry so that you can look presentable as a woman, or else people might not indulge in your content. And sadly enough, that is true, because like sometimes I'll make a video and then I'll notice that if it's a podcast or just a caption, it won't get as much as if I just post a simple photo of me, because oh, guess what, people like a pretty face above words, I guess. And women already expect to do so much before like dates and all this. Like they have to like shave their full body. Like, for example, I had a date a few days ago. I shaved my fucking arms, mainly because I went on a hangout with someone and they were staring at my quarantine unshaven Wolverine ass arms, and I said fine, I shall shave it so I can look nice and dainty. I got all dressed up and nothing redeemable happened, because guess what, women are put on a platform different than men in so many ways. Like, for example, it was a fancy restaurant, so me, I actually had to tone it down because I thought I want to be as dressed up as possible. But what if this guy like wears, I don't know, like some faded jeans and like a not so great button up, and I'm wearing like thigh-high heeled boots with all my fabulousness. I had on the earrings, the lip gloss, I had eye makeup, I had foundation on, fancy jewelry, a nice bright red outfit with the hat to match, some skinny jeans that made my ass look amazing. And I just decided, actually, let's tone it down a bit. I shouldn't wear heels for the first date. I want him to think I'm too bootsy. And then this nigga pulled up to the date wearing a tie-dye shirt with tie-dye cargo pants and Vans in the middle of a very, very fancy Mediterranean restaurant. Ooh, can you say embarrassed? I was fucking... How does someone do that? Because then when usually men say the sentence, oh gee, I don't know, I don't have many fancy things to wear, I usually just tell them, the bar is super low. Just wear fucking jeans and a button up, and or a long sleeve shirt, or even just a t-shirt and dark jeans, and then a jacket, and you will look fine. And then they'll just astound me. They'll show up to the date in torn up shoes and basketball shorts while I'm looking like a 5-star... I'm getting flashbacks to old date memories. I'll have to talk about that later. But in a nutshell, women are expected to portray to certain physical features a lot, to look so appealing to this man, so appealing. And I just feel bad for the ones who are like, I'm going to get absolutely stunning and sexy, and then I'm going to just starfish on the bed while he just masturbates with my body and then flops down.
Like, ah, damn, did you come, babe?
Like, do you really think she came? Like, y'all are just like... Oh! Are you done? Good. Yeah. Good night. Some of y'all do that, doing the utmost, just to get so little. Like, I don't know, it just seems so shitty to me. You mean to tell me you shaved your whole body for that date, exfoliated, put on the fancy Victoria's Secret and that nice cinnamon vanilla Bath and Body Works shit. You got the cocoa shea butter on your skin. You look fabulous. You did your eye makeup, this and that. And you didn't even get a nut. You got 1, in someone's bed naked. 2, probably really bad oral sex or no oral sex. 3, probably pressure to not use a condom. 4, just them staring blankly at you, completely quietly, just humping over you menacingly. That's what women see. It's not pleasurable at all. It's not a good look. And then 5, you just kind of well, some people, they'll do the most for their partner just to not even get an orgasm out of it. Backflips, oral sex, anything you can think of, and then they won't even get a nut out of it. That's just so devastating to me. And there's a huge culture surrounding that. And in plenty of cultures, modesty is a thing. People grow up with conservative families, modest families, or whatever, where it's like, oh, always let a man lead, let her do this, let him do that, and you're just kind of believing, oh, okay.
So I should just be subservient, let a man handle everything, be this, be that, be quiet, be not too demanding.
And I just think that shit's pathetic. Like, luckily, I was bisexual, so I do not have to conform to shit that I don't want to conform to. If someone's
Like, hey, guess what? To keep a man, you have to shave your entire body all the time, always wear heels, always wear skirts, always have clear skin, never swear in your fucking life.
I'd say fuck that shit, and I'd just go live in the forest with a bunch of naked lesbians, and then just vibe there for the rest of my life. Cottagecore shit. It just depresses me. I like to think of myself as a very sexually liberated person. I like to think that anyone who's been on this page for a while knows that, considering literally 2 of my most popular videos on this page are me describing throwing up on somebody's dick and someone's braces getting stuck in my vagina. Why? Because I'm not afraid to say the word vagina, to talk about my sexual partners who were like one-night stands, by the way, they don't give a shit about what I say about them, or to just share about my life. I spent a lot of my life already with that mindset of, oh, well, I should just be as quiet and unassuming as possible and never show my body, not even a glimpse of it to anybody, because once they figure out I'm an hourglass figure and that I'm actually really cute and sexy, they're going to try and ruin my life. And let me tell you, I was very smart. That's exactly what they fucking did once they did get the chance to see my body. And then I got sick of it. I just think it's depressing. Like, why would you be in a situation where you get nothing out of it? I've been with lots of men. Okay. A considerate number. Body counts don't matter. Condoms matter. Protection matters. Being tested matters. That matters. You could fuck a million people, but as long as you were tested, and hopefully none of them would kill you on sight, then it usually won't fucking matter to me. As long as no one you fucked before comes up to me and pepper sprays me because you fucked them over, then you're good with whatever. I've hooked up with men and then they'll tell me like, wow, you're the noisiest girl I've ever had. Some girls just never make a single sound in bed. Never. And then I'll think, do you think she enjoyed it? And it's like, oh, well, she just nodded and then she went to bed afterwards. Or like she she was on her phone a little bit, but it was fine, right? And I'll just cringe and cringe. Or they'll say, oh, yeah, sometimes when I'm down there, she just doesn't react. Or she'll just kind of lay down in bed. Or, oh, yeah, all my sexual partners, we've never done any fancy tricks in bed like that. And it'll be like, what? A girl being on top or doggy style? And they'll be like, yeah, they usually just lay there and just kind of like have their eyes closed. And I do my thing. And then when I come, then they just like, and it's like, here's the thing. Even at my worst moments, I've always understood that you have to communicate your sexual needs with your partner and speak to them. Now, I don't like that patriarchal bullshit about women always supposed to be quiet and just let a man do whatever the fuck he wants, because how does that benefit you? That doesn't make you a human being to just refuse any of your natural urges or feelings or what you want to experience in your life if you're constantly numbing down your emotions, biting down on your tongue, and just batting your eyes and smiling, being seen, not heard. There's so much wrong with that. I spent a lot of my life like that until I had a crisis when I was a teenager, and then after it was like, fuck it. People can perceive me however they want, and I'm gonna do what I want, and I'll be happy. I will say that, what was I saying? I will say I've been with a number of men, and they've usually said shit like, oh yeah, a lot of the women in bed were just completely silent. They never moan, they never say anything. And some of them even say they never enjoy sex with me, but they'll just do it because they think that I want it. And that's extremely depressing. And also, I know some people might cringe at this SWJ shit, but that does contribute to rape culture. If your idea of sex is not a mutually enjoyable thing, just something that happens to you. Like, for example, I made a video on my page about this man named Scotty Petrushka. He is a fucking rapist, and if he ever sees this video, I hope that he burns in fucking hell. But he basically did that with me. His mindset was that, oh, I'm so good at sex, I have an 8 to 9-inch dick, I'm so good at it, women love it. And when I had it with him, I thought, this dude is literally the most forceful, aggressive, pressuring misogynistic dickbag I've ever experienced, and all those women, I don't know, like, oof. You know the sex is bad if they don't talk about boundaries or interests and kinks and they don't value what they say. I'm a little all over the place, but there's just so much to this topic. Some people grew up in households where, like, you know, sexuality was never even a thing or even brought up. If anything, some people live in those households where it's like, oh, hey, how dare you wear shorts around your own father? That's disgusting, you're a whore. Get back in the house, bitch. Or, like, get in your room. Or they'll say that you wearing a tank top is slutty, or they'll say this or that, and I feel really bad for those people. Like, I will also factor in, it could be a cultural thing. Like, for example, in my house, when I grew up on, like, you know, juveniles, you look good once you back that ass up. And sometimes my parents even going overboard with what they said towards me. I won't get into that, that's another video. And also my mother being very open about how sex is. Like, she just literally handed me a book and was like, here's a book about sexuality and, like, how babies are made, read up on it, and I thought, this shit is disgusting. But cool. In here, I'm never having sex. And then, like, 15 years or so later, here I am, having it and being safe about it. It just makes me devastated, because, you know, I will admit, I have sex addiction, I'm not afraid to admit that, and it has affected my life in the way where it's like, it can get overwhelming. Like, if I'm depressed, I know, oh, the best way to get those happy chemicals is by touching my happy button as hard as I can, and then living life, and then doing that as many times as I can to distract myself from whatever problems distract me or whatever, and it can cause health complications. So everything in moderation. But I just feel bad whenever I hear about women who, like, have never looked down there, or even up here, or, like, have never bothered to, you know, talk to a partner like, hey, I know I've been doing stuff with myself with some little vibrators that got off Adam and Eve, and I want you to try this on me, or I hate when you do this, because how do I put this? Like I said, if your mindset behind sex is that it's something that happened to you, then that means if you get assaulted or something, or if they break consent or do something bad, you're not gonna recognize it because you just are very used to not enjoying sex whatsoever. So then when someone's like coercing you or pressuring you, you're not gonna speak up about it because you're just like, oh, well, I don't know, he's such a dominant in bed when he just, like, you know, I said no, but he just, like, grabbed me by my head and shoved me against the wall and then just did it anyway. I mean, he's just been watching a lot of those 50 Shades of Grey, you know, and that's the mindset I had when I was 14 and something happened to me. Or it could be, like, you're, like, you know, you can be at large age and just think, oh, what? That's not sexual assault. Is it? And then you have to actually realize and take the time to, like, go back through your memories, like, oh yeah, when I told that guy to stop and he just kept groping me and doing that until I eventually gave in, that was technically assault. When I kept saying, no, stop, let me go, that hurts, I'm not interested, and they kept going, that was manipulation and guilt tripping, and whenever they would throw a hissy fit if I didn't have sex with them for the millionth time that day, that's also manipulation. So if you don't take the time to actually get to know your body, like the sensitive zones, the erogenous zones, the happy zones, or aftercare. I did not know what aftercare was. I just thought, is it unreasonable to, like, ask someone that I'm hooking up with to, like, you know, walk me to the door, or, like, text me afterwards, or just, like, treat me as a friend or an equal, even cuddle me after? Is that asking for too much, or am I just, is that my attachment issues? And then someone told me, no, aftercare is an important thing. It actually helps settle you down after having such a dramatic high that you can transition back into reality. Otherwise, if you have such a high orgasm and then someone uses you for sex without any sort of, like, compassion or empathy or even establishment of consent, peace, whatever, then you're just going to be hit hard with depression and feel hurt, disposed of, or maybe even just not great. And that's an important thing. Once I learned that, my whole ideology on sex changed, and I realized I'm never asking for too much at all. And that's the bare minimum. And I guess, how do I put this? You know, lots of people go through an entire lifestyle where they had to deal with pressure to be, like, modest, but then from their lovers they have to be pressured to be sexual. So then next thing you know, you deal with the culture of people saying, don't do this, don't do that, you'll be a whore, or don't do this, or do this, do that, come on, don't be frigid. And then when you do something that you don't like and you're like, I didn't enjoy doing this, someone's gonna go, well, that's your fault for being a fucking whore. Or if you stay celibate or whatever, then they're gonna be like, wow, bitch, how do you ever expect to be loved if you don't insert sexual act here? And it's all just a fuck ton of manipulation to stop women, or anybody for that matter, from being able to enjoy sex. Sex is how the world exists. Even in the Bible or something, isn't it be fruitful and multiply? So therefore, why stop people from having sex? You could be like, hey, maybe don't rush into sex. Maybe don't rush into that. Like, if anyone here is younger on my page, do not rush into it. I waited until I was 17, and because this girl told me, oh, I think you should wait until you're like 17 because it can be very emotional, people spread rumors, lots of drama comes from it, and you'd want to make sure you know what's right for you in a person and what you'd like from the person you first shared with, because that can also set forward like what you'll accept in the next people. So, even though I've had a fuck ton of sexual experiences, and my first time was literally me going, okay, all men are shit, I'm just gonna have sex with this one dude in Craigslist in the back of his fucking sedan, you know, that doesn't mean I want you to experience that. I want you to have a healthy experience with someone you trust, love, etc. And I just wish that more women would take the time to just openly be like, hell yeah, I masturbated. I rubbed my clit so hard today. I flicked the fucking bean until I cried. It was beautiful. And I got to wake up and start my day fresh and energized. And I got to fall asleep that same way until I got tired. And then rinse and repeat. I try to do it at the very bare minimum, least 2 times a day. And sometimes 2 times in the morning, 2 times at night. And that's at the absolute least. Then again, I am a sex addict. But just because I'm a sex addict with like severe mental health issues does not mean that, you know, people should deprive themselves of what they feels good and get them on track in life. Because let me tell you, sexual frustration is a thing, and whenever I see someone who's a little too bitter, I do think, damn, they need some insert sexual act here so then they can feel better, and I feel bad because some of y'all need to get laid. Anyway, there's a whole culture around repression of sexuality, especially towards women specifically, but towards anybody, and especially towards men. I will say there's also the inverse, where men who might not even have an interest in sex or a need to have it will be pressured to twice as hard, because, you know, before they can even go, am I asexual? Do I want to wait until marriage? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Do I even like women? Do I even like men? What am I even? Then someone's going to be like, come on, pussy, stop being gay and go fuck a girl, and then they get pressured or get homophobic slurs thrown at them enough that they do it, and then they regret it. And I just wish that less people could have that experience. It just makes me feel sad, I guess. So yeah, this video is a little lengthy. RIP to me who's going to be editing it. But long story short, if you're a woman, or just anybody watching this video, don't feel afraid to try new things. Because you never know what you're missing out. Like, think about it. If you're with a sexual partner, but you can't say in bed, hey, that hurts, or I don't like that, or I would like you to do this instead, and they handle it in a calm manner or in a precise manner that is anything but, oh yeah, sure, like I've experienced, then that person is not right for you. The song It's Not Fair by Lily Allen exists for the specific reason of it doesn't matter how nice they are or sweet or whatever. Because if they aren't getting you off and bothering to learn about your body, and you also have to take the steps to learn about your body, or else you will keep settling for bad experiences, then it's not fair, and that's really fucking mean. So therefore, do yourself a favor. Like, get a mirror, put it down there, research what the names of your things are, and until you can name all of them precisely with total ease, and then maybe get, I don't know, sit on a dishwasher or a laundry or anything that vibrates. I don't know. Do something. Just as long as you are exploring your sexuality, like, do what makes you happy. Because it should not be an entire subculture of people going, oh, haha, I can go through No Nut November successfully because I can have sex with 20 men and not nut anytime. Like, honey, that's sad. Or people bragging about how, oh, all men are trash because all of them suck in bed and all of them are selfish. Okay, that sounds like a you problem. I've never had that fucking problem. But that's because I'm a dominant personality as well. Or switch. So, you know, even if it doesn't matter how aggressive or ooh you are, you can still look your partner in the eyes and either say, that shit fucking sucks. Don't do that. Or, I don't like when you do that. Can we try something else? Or stop, that hurts, or anything. Because I saw a Reddit post about this girl who was like 20 years old and her 28-year-old boyfriend basically guilt-tripped her into trying a sexual fetish for beating, and despite her finally saying the safe word when it got too much, he decided to ignore it and then beat the shit out of her with a belt and orgasm from it until she fainted from all the pain, and then guilt-tripped her again after it. So long story short, please learn about your body, please learn about consent, and please learn about which partners you align best with, because trust me, you don't have to settle for just like shithead dudes who are gonna pump and dump you and never call you again. I have some fuck buddies who are like, hey, do you want to hang out today? We can check out Golden Gate Park and get some food, deep dish pizza, deep dish dicking. We can watch Murder Party together, and then we can like talk about films and analyze them together, and then I drive you home or something. You can always find that what you want in a person, casually, romantically, whatever, as well as sexually, and get fulfilled that way. You just have to have the conversation. Trust me, I dated a dude, and for a long time, several months, we did not have good sex. Even though I was usually confident, until I just realized, you know, you have to tell him, and then we found out what worked for him, so that no matter what a person has, like erectile dysfunction, or maybe they pop off a little too fast, or go a little faster than they're used to, you have to learn things like edging, or slowing down a bit, or different positions, because then next thing you know, the same dude who was like, oh, I'm done. 2 seconds, that's a new record. Okay. Have a nice day, and then they leave. Is always gonna be worse. Suddenly he turned into the guy who was like going at it like 16 different positions, and we changed every few like 20 seconds or so, just going painfully slow, until next thing you know, we had a mind-blowing time and I baked him brownies. So long story short, talk these things out with your partner and learn about yourself. Experiment, because every time I hear about how, oh, you're the best sex I've ever had, or oh, you're so much different than these girls never moan, never move in bed, and they don't never enjoy it, but I still have sex with this person despite them not enjoying it anyway, which is also really fucking creepy. If they're not enjoying it and you're the person involved, you should also know when to go. You don't seem to be enjoying this, I'm gonna stop, or I'm gonna go home, or else you're contributing to rape culture. So yeah, enjoy that. Also, I guess since I'm here, I am still working on the talk show. I'm not gonna show you the full thing, but I have almost everything set up. Just a little bit of organizing left, and then I'll be done. So I hope you enjoy this video, and this holds you over for a while. Feel free to drop your input as well. Peace out. Bye. And I guess that's it for now, but just remember, sex is a two-way street and not a one-way street. So if you're having sex with someone and it seems like they're trying to drive while you're trying to drive a different way, and then you're both about to collide, tell that motherfucker to stop. That's so cheesy. Sex is a two-way street, so long story short, if you're struggling with your sexual partner, you need to check in on that. Also, another video topic I shall do soon. Compulsory heterosexuality, so then you can tell the difference between, do I really like this guy, or is it just a lifelong of pressure to like get married and settle down with a man and or woman that I just never considered any other options seriously, and then I'm just having sex with people because they're interested in me, and that they compliment and flatter me, and that I'm visually appealing to them, but I don't even like them. And important topics like that some of y'all need to know. God bless. Peace out. Natural hair, very fluffy, and no, that's not dandruff, that is leftover conditioner. But long story short, honey, if your man is not getting you off, or your partner, you have to tell them. I'm so sick of online jokes about women joking about how their boyfriends can't make them come. 'Cause I've had a plethora of men make me come. Even the men who have had what I think is the worst sex I've ever had with people. Usually, they have at least made me come twice. At the very least. Usually. Except for Scotty, he's a cunt. So, you gotta start speaking up. No one else is going to speak up for you except for you. I'm speaking up for you now, but if you see this and you think that I'm going to just usher you into the bedroom like, okay, I'm your sex referee, so what we're gonna do here is you're gonna put your endgame, balls, touchdown, whatever the fuck. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that shit. What I will do is tell you, if you want, how to communicate with that partner. You can DM me or something, and then I can help work that out for you. And we can figure out a way, because I want you happy, and I want you to have sex, and if your partner doesn't want you to happy and enjoying sex, that ain't your partner. Break up with them and find someone else who's gonna fuck the shit out of you, buy you a burrito, and then take you to the movies after, and maybe even buy you a diamond necklace. Go ahead and do it. It's possible. God bless. Peace out. Bye. See, if you're ever in bed and you're like, I don't think I can do it, repeat these words from that Kanye West song with the inspirational words of Lil Pump. I wanna come, motherfucker! Say that when he starts gaslighting you or trying to trick you into thinking you don't know how your own body works. And when I do that shit, everyone has the same collective response. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it. And then they basically just go, okay, cool. This chick is a chick who knows what she wants. She's strict. She's demanding. And a lot of the dudes I know are kind of either very naive, very antisocial, very awkward, or just fucking stupid. So they appreciate a woman who's like, oh, hey, she told me what to do. Confidently. She didn't seem unsure of herself. She knew it herself. She said, hey, do this if you want this. And it's like, oh, I want that. Click. Whoa, I pressed that button. And she came. I did that. And then you gotta just be like, good job, high five, yay. Because they're fucking stupid. But yeah, do what works for you. Do what works for you.